Hey guys, Maniac Guy, come on in. We're working on a project today. So what we're going to do is we're going to put together a video with you guys to put together a target stand to hang these AR500 steel targets. So what I did is I went ahead and bought the chain hanging set from Champion. You could easily just put this stuff together. But I bought two sets. Obviously I've got two of these, but this is what it comes with. Basically lock nuts, washers, bolts, some really good chain. So this is only half the battle though, right? I want to show you guys what's going to be required. Here, let's take a little walk right out here. So this is what we're going to use. Basically we're going to make a sawhorse, so to say. So you're going to want two 2x4s, 2x4 by 8 feet. So or three of those, I'm sorry. You're going to want three 2x4s, 2x4 by 8 feet. I actually picked up these guys right here, right from, you can get them Lowe's, Home Depot, Amazon, whatever. So I'm going to show you how to use these to make a sawhorse. It's about 10 bucks, by the way. Not too bad on these. You're going to need a drill, some 2-inch outdoor, say, deck screws, a tape measure, and a pen. And then I'm going to top it all off with just a little bit of Helmsman. That's a urethane. It's outdoor urethane, indoor-outdoor urethanes, just spray on. You could probably paint this thing, or you could maybe even do nothing with it. I don't know, but I just feel good where I'm going to be leaving this outside with treating it with that. So, let's cut out, and I'll show you step by step how we're going to put this thing together, what we're going to do with it. Okay guys, so like I said, these are 2x4s by 8 feet, so it's 96 inches. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a tape measure to this, and because we want to cut these are going to be our legs. So we're going to cut this directly in half. So I'm going to take my pen here. I'm going to make a mark down there on my tape measure at 4 feet. And then we're going to cut from there. Okay guys, so right now we're going to go ahead and make this cut. Now keep in mind, we're using a power saw here. You could just as easily probably use a hand saw or whatever kind of saw you have to cut along that mark that we made at 4 feet. But of course I'm wearing safety gloves, and I've got my eye protection on, because you never know when you only get one set of those. So as you can see, we've got our mark right here. Our mark is here at the 4-foot mark. And so now we're going to go ahead and line that up, and we'll make our cut right along that. So as you can see, we've got the 4 pieces here. These are going to be our legs cut. I'm not a carpenter. These are relatively straight, enough for chainsaw carpentry, I guess, for what we're doing today. So here in 1 second, I'll show you what we're going to do with these. Alrighty, get the deck screws open. What other way do you get deck screws open with a Mark 1 K-bar, right? I mean, this is the Maniac Guy channel, so how we roll. That's how we roll. 2-inch deck screws. Alrighty, this is where these brackets are going to come in, and they just slide literally right over. Actually thought I might need a rubber mallet, but as it turns out, fits right over the top just perfectly. So here we are with these. This is where the screws are going to come in, and this is where, because we screw these right in here so we don't have our legs fall up. So we're going to go ahead and screw these in now. Alrighty, so here we are with our 2-inch deck screws. And literally we're just going to put 4 of those in, 2 and 2. Alright guys, so just to kind of shore this up a little bit, we're just going to put these right in the side. Pardon my carpentry skills, they're not the best. And then we've got one on the front and the back, just to kind of lock everything up. We're going to do the same thing down on the other side. Alrighty guys, so what we've done is we've marked off for holes at different intervals because we'll be hanging the chains from here. It's probably a little hard to see right now. And I've actually taken and on the very end here, I left a little bit of a tail hanging off so that I'll be able to put a little pieces of strapping down and maybe affix targets to that down in our range out back. So that's pretty much where we're at with this right now. The biggest drill bit that I had was a 3/8 inch. So we're just kind of having to make do by drilling through and then reaming it out a little bit. These will be the holes where the bolts go. So pretty much that's all we do. We just kind of went right to the center, and you can measure these at whatever intervals works out good for you. Again, this would probably work out better if I had a bigger drill bit, but this is just fine. So I'm able to kind of, as you can see, go through, and it starts off as a 3/8 inch, but I'm going to ream that out a little bit so that it'll more readily take this bolt here that came with the kit. But that's something that you can measure the bolts or whatever, or get, you know, I could have just as easily gotten a different drill bit or a carpentry bit or something like that. So, hey, that's what we do. A little Yankee ingenuity we're making do with what we've got. We'll be right back. So now I'm just going to give all this just a light coating of this helmsman, this urethane, go right over everything. And just, it's not going to be perfect, but you know, just trying to seal it in just a little bit. We're going to let this dry overnight, and then we'll come back tomorrow and show you guys the rest of the project when we put this thing together. So we'll see you then. Okay guys, so here's where we're at with the project. What we noticed is our holes were a little bit too high, so we're kind of learning as we go here. These are nice and free swinging. Had to bore these out a little bit more. I don't know if we can get you to swing around here. Basically what caused this was this link right here. When the holes were up just a tiny bit, like a ½ inch higher, this link was coming into contact with the board, so we couldn't get into our lock nuts and get our washers in there. So we're pretty much good to go with that now. And so now the final step on the process is just a matter of reaching my pouch pocket here. So we're going to take these guys. So these are the ones that came with the kit. These are the square bolts, and they're basically going to go right in here. So they fit right in these square holes on the AR500 steel. And then this is going to go through the chain. Then the washer is going to go on the other side of the chain. And then this lock nut that came with the kit is going to go right around that and tighten it in. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. And we're going to get that on there and time lapse you a little bit through that. Okay guys, so real quick break in the time lapse. I almost forgot to tell you, obviously as part of the assembly stuff, you're going to need a ratchet or a wrench. So I've been using this 19mm socket here, and obviously I didn't have a 19mm that was deep enough for this, so I went and I got my handy dandy wrench. So back to the time lapse. We'll get this thing tightened down and we'll finish this off. Okay, so I'm learning as I do this, so it kind of makes it fun. I guess I'm not an old hat at this. First one of these I've ever built. And by the way, in case you haven't figured it out yet, if you're looking to subscribe to a mechanics or a carpentry channel, probably want to find somebody else to subscribe to, because we're all about outdoors, shooting, things like that. But this is great because it's going to be an awesome thing to have out on our range. So one thing that I just figured out as I was doing this, as you're putting these on, these are lock nuts, so you know they're going to be, you know, they're going to pretty much stay where you put them. But you want to leave them just loose enough so that it creates a little bit of friction, but you still want these to be free swinging. So definitely leave just enough on there. You know, don't tighten them right down, because otherwise it'll pinch this link right here and it won't be quite so free swinging. So alrighty. Now I guess we'll get on to hanging the final one. Alright guys, well here we are. Finished product, all hung and ready to go. Brought her out to the range out back here for you. Got the action cam set up, and the cameraman's gonna spank this thing a few times, and we'll put the metal to the meat, so to say, and he'll hit it with his 243, and I've got some 300 blackout rounds we'll hit this with, and we'll find out together how she holds up. I have every confidence that she's going to do good, but let's put her to the test, shall we? All right, let's try it. Alrighty, guys, so got the Maniac guy on the camera here, and the cameraman adjusting his rifle in, and he is going to be shooting at our AR-500 steel plates down range. Action cam's going, so whenever you're ready, cameraman. And I see it swinging. The old 243. Gonna spank it pretty hard. That was the big plate on the right. Well, big, it's not huge. It's like a 6-inch plate. Alrighty, now we'll have the 243. We're going after the smaller plate on the left. See what she does. Ought to have some swing to it. We're at about 80 yards, by the way. Wow, I could hear it from here. Holy cow. Actually kind of excited to get downrange and see what these look like. You gonna hit that one on the right again, bud?
Yeah.
Alright, going for the right. Nice. Here, come on, you guys. So, as you can see, held up really well. You can see little specks of spalling around and stuff. You can see the spalling line along the ground where the rounds hit, just like they're supposed to, and splashed down. You can actually see the splash where the lead fragments and things kind of which direction they go. The AR-500 steel held up pretty good indeed for a 243. Those were hunting rounds, pointed saw points. So, and you can see the spalling there. Everything's right and tight. Everything held up good. This is this guy over here. Dinged a little hunk out of the corner there, but again, that 243 is really blistering, and we did buy these things to shoot. So everything seems to be holding up good, and everything seems to be tight. So that was about 80 yards. We're going to grab my 300 blackout, and I'm going to send a few rounds down range at probably closer to 50 yards or so, and we'll see what she does. Okay, guys, so you guys may have seen this rifle here before with the 450 Bushmaster upper. This is my Spikes Tactical Crusader / Bear Creek Arsenal build. It's a Bear Creek Arsenal upper, Spikes Tactical lower, stripped, and all kind of different parts built into it. Anyway, this one isn't about the rifle. We'll do that another day. Got 300 blackout full metal jacket rounds that we're going to be firing down range. So we're right around 46 yards, and we'll see what she does. Wow, spanked her pretty good. Try for the small plate on the left. Wrapped it right around it. And we be dry. All right, let's go have a look.
Sorry, it's DJ.
Okay, guys. So this one, see, I hit this sucker and wrapped it right up around. So clearly that 300 blackout carries a lot of kinetics. Wow, a lot more than I actually would have thought. Everything looks good there. Everything's still holding up good even with that wrapping right up around. I see a lot more spalling up and through all this here with the 300 blackout. See, it's just sprayed over this whole thing. But with that being said, I got some small pieces of copper and stuff that have buried themselves into the wood. But other than that, she's held up very well. So not bad at all. You can see where these full metal jackets hit, and basically the same amount of damage. So I'd say she's looking pretty good. So all right, guys. Well, I guess that's all we've got for you today. There's our little experiment with putting together an AR-500 steel hanging target structure. And it was a fun thing to learn, fun thing to do. Hopefully you guys benefit from it. And hey, thanks for being with us. The channel's growing. We broke through the 1,000th subscriber here a little bit ago, and it's just climbing and climbing and climbing. So if you like what you see, please subscribe and like, and give us comments, give us feedback. We'd like to hear it all. And yeah, I guess that's all we got today. So until next time, from the Maniac Guy and the cameraman, have a good one. Take care, and thanks for watching. Bye now.